guys, it's Kira. Thanks so much for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this awesome Rosemary and Kalamata olive artisan bread. So if you want to know how to make this a delicious bread, stay tuned. Alright, so for the Rosemary and Kalamata olive artisan bread, we're going to need 3 cups of flour, a cup and a half of hot water, 2 teaspoons of salt, a quarter cup of chopped Kalamata olives, a teaspoon of yeast, and about a tablespoon-ish of roughly chopped dried rosemary. This is from my garden. I just grabbed a bunch and chopped it up, and it was a little under a tablespoon, but that's not that big of a deal. You could very easily do this by hand with a whisk and a spatula, but today I'm going to be using my stand mixer up here. So I'm going to use my whisk attachment and my dough hook attachment. I'm going to start by adding my yeast to my flour. My container wasn't dry all the way. Oh well. And also my salt. And also my rosemary. Now I'm gonna dump all of that into the bowl of my stand mixer. Add the whisk attachment. And let it go until it is very well mixed. Now we're going to swap out the whisk attachment for the dough hook. I'm going to add the olives and the cup and a half of hot water. And we're going to let this go until it's combined. I'm just going to help it along a little bit by scraping the sides down. Because I really want to make sure that all of this is incorporated. Okay. Alright, now that it's all completely incorporated and you've got a sticky dough, you want to remove the excess from your dough hook. Try to get it off your fingers and stick it in there with everything else. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse that off and rinse my fingers. Now you want to cover your bowl with plastic wrap. This particular bowl the plastic wrap doesn't really like to cling to it, but you want it to cling pretty tightly. So what I do to get that little seal is I grab a rubber band that's big enough, I put it around the cling wrap. So I put a rubber band around the bowl so that the cling wrap stays tight over it, and so that also nothing can get into the dough while I'm mixing it, or while it's rising. So then it's already, as you can see, it's already starting to steam on the inside. So I'm just gonna set it off to the side and set a timer for 2 hours. So we're gonna wait for 2 hours, and then in 2 hours we are gonna bake this beautiful loaf of bread so that we can enjoy it tonight for dinner. 30 minutes before your timer is up, go ahead and preheat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And then put your enameled Dutch oven, cast iron Dutch oven in the oven while it's preheating. And then you want to go ahead and stretch and fold the dough and let it rest for 30 minutes. After you've stretched and folded your dough, go ahead and recover it for the 30 minutes that your oven is preheating. If your oven finishes preheating before the 30 minutes is over, you're gonna want to wait until your bread dough has rested for the full 30 minutes before baking. All right, now that your dough has rested for 30 minutes and your oven has preheated to 450 degrees, we're gonna very carefully take out this cast iron pot and generously flour the bottom of the pot so that the dough doesn't stick. I've had my fair share of breads stick to the bottom, and that's not fun. Can you say hello?
Hello. They can only see my head and eyes.
Can you move? Because they can't see what I'm doing with the bread. Okay, so now we want to grab this dough out of the pot, shape it into somewhat of a ball shape. And then we want to, and then we're going to replace the lid and quickly put it back into the oven and set a timer for 35 minutes. And now we want to wash our hands. After the 35 minutes, you're going to want to remove the pot from the oven. Remove the lid, and then put it right back in the oven for another 5 to 15 minutes. All right, now that it's been about 10 out of the 15 minutes, I took a look and I decided that it was the right color crust for my particular liking, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. Ooh, toasty. All right, so here it is. So now we're gonna wanna take it out of the pot so that it stops cooking. We want to let it rest on a wire cooling rack. All right, and there you have it. That's how you make this amazing rosemary and Kalamata olive artisan bread. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to be notified when I upload new bread recipes or other recipes or anything else on my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you stay up to date.